23-point quarter after, just struggling throughout the first three.
For those who have seen me play before, I normally like to, off a shooting half like that, I normally like to reset, just kind of come back down, reset my mind, quick little meditation in my head, and just come back out focused. I missed my first couple coming out. They were just really good looks, and, the game would have been a lot easier if I made them in the first half, So just come out focused and knock them down. Don't lose any confidence or anything like that. Just play my game and know that they're going to fall if I keep shooting them.
Can you describe the zone you were in the fourth quarter? 23, 4 3-pointers, and then obviously those 2 threes, AD and LeBron.
Yeah, once I see a couple go in, I can get it rolling. So I was able to just find a little separation and just rise up over the top and make some shots. I thought Mike played great, making shots. Bruce, I think everybody, it wasn't really offensive game for most of the game, but on defense, everybody stepped up and made big plays. Jeff came in with a big charge. I can go down the line, but everybody had a moment in the game defensively.
Jamal, we've heard teammates say that you've come back from the injury a more complete player, a better playmaker. Tonight, I think you flashed a little bit on the defensive end. Can you take me through that last steal? Looked like a lob pass there, thrown up, and you swatted it out, and it ended up in MPJ's 3 that put you guys up 12?
You're talking about the weak side, right? Yeah. I just saw LeBron trying to move him up the lane, and I knew that if I could get there if I went for it. If I didn't, I'm trying to find another word for half-ass it, but I just had to go for it and just jump for it, and just I know if I get a hand on the ball, my teammates will be able to grab it. So I just hit it out the air and was able to go down the other way.
Jamal, the series looks and feels exhausting just watching it. And in that fourth quarter, you had 2 steals. You're pushing the pace up the floor. You're dealing with this illness. Like, what does it take to find that energy in a moment like that after how physical the series is?
Yeah, and we in Denver. Air's thin out here. But it's just grit and grind. You don't want to lose a game. You try to leave it all out there, and you don't want to regret it when you go back home. I could have just ran a little harder to the corner and give somebody open shot. I could have, like I said, jump for the ball and get a steal. So it was just mentally making that switch and committing to it, and it'll pay off if you put out the hard work. So I think Joker was exhausted too. We all were tired, but we got it out, and we know that they were tired as well. We play in Denver a lot, and they don't as much. So we know, down the stretch, even if we're tired, they'll be just as tired or even more.
Coach said he thinks you only need to see one go in before you can get going. And after you made that mid-range jumper, you kind of looked to the heavens like, thank goodness I finally got one to go. And then he said it looks like you're shooting into a hula hoop at that point. What does it feel like for you? Is that an accurate assessment?
Yeah, it just becomes a practice shot. Whatever shot you take. I practice all the shots that you see me make and take. So, you could be shooting in a spot, in practice, and you miss 4, 5, 6 in a row, and then all of a sudden you just lock in and you take a step back, you reset, you refocus, and you go back and make 10 in a row like it's nothing. So it's just about resetting your mind. It's all mental, in my opinion. And I was able to do that again tonight.
Jamal, after game 1, everyone was talking about how the Lakers made that great run. They had all the momentum coming in, and everyone was talking about the Lakers as if they were the ones that won game 1. As players, hearing that and seeing how people are still learning about you guys as a team, how much did that motivate you guys? How much extra motivation did it give you?
You try not to look into it, people are going to talk. People are going to have their assumptions and what they should do and, the adjustments they should make. If they see something working, they're going to adjust, and we're going to adjust as well. It's a series. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to make adjustments next game. We're going to watch film and change stuff up, so they're going to do the same. So game to game is different. I remember we were playing Phoenix, and Coach said in the locker room, one game was 1-something, and then the other one was 97-87, so every game is going to be a little different. You just got to commit to it. And if it's a defense game, then you got to lock down and play defense, make timely shots. And yeah, the outside noise is the outside noise. We're the Denver Nuggets. We're used to that. We used to, even when we win, they talk about the other team. We beat the Clippers in the bubble. They talk about the other team. Same old. It just fuels us a little more, and it'll be sweeter when we win the chip.
Jamal, you talked about the playoffs being the time where guys step up You have 4 fourth quarters of 20-plus points in the playoffs. That's the most since 1997. Second place is Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson with 2. What is it about the fourth quarter that you love?
When I was little, I used to, count down the seconds of the shot clock and make the shot and talk like Marv Albert and talk like Mike Breen, you know what I'm saying? Just the imagination running as a kid. So, when you get in that moment and, you see your fam in the crowd, you see your little brother, you see Mike Breen there, you see all these little reminders. They all pay dividends and make that moment a little more special and just kind of lock you back in. You want to miss that opportunity, and sometimes it's just reflecting on those moments and remembering how fun it was to do that and be able to not miss a stage. Playing in the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers and LeBron James it's an amazing opportunity, and it's something you can look back in history and remember for the rest of your life. So I just try to make the most of them, and it's fun when you got to go in like that in the fourth.
When you hit that 3 over LeBron, they call timeout. You wave your hands out. What are you thinking? Because I saw you look into the crowd. You hear the crowd roaring. What was going through your head?
Just like I got it. Like I found the rhythm I needed to find. I think when I hit the 3 on the right wing was a good shot, and then the 3 on AD was the one where I was like, okay, I found the mark. I found the target, and just kept finding it.
You've alluded before about meditation. When you meditate and reset and lock in, what is going through your mind at halftime when you're just trying to maybe I don't want to put words in your mouth, but maybe decompress?
It depends on what's happening. Sometimes I need to settle the hell down, and sometimes I need to ramp myself up. So it just depends on what's needed in the game. And tonight I just had to just reset completely. The first half, the second half 3 that I had, the open one, the wide open one, I alligator armed it. Now that just shows me that I'm overthinking it, and there's no reason for me to overthink an open shot. So once I missed that one, and I came up short on the mid range, I said, okay, I gotta, settle down even more. I'm overthinking about the shot too much. So it's all mental practice, man. I've been, having bad halves and then a crazy second half for the rest of my life. So I know how to change it. I know what to adjust, and I want to put together a good 4 quarters.
Jamal, I think it was game 1 of the Minnesota series. You hit a 3. I think you turned to the crowd and said something like, "We're ready for this. We've been waiting for this." Tonight, was this an example of just like you guys being ready for the moment, especially with how that first half went and just kind of the determination and mental toughness that you needed to battle back? Was this just an example of you guys kind of being ready for the moment here in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think even when we're struggling, like we don't lose belief in what we can do. We play like the number 1 seed, and we believe we're the number 1 seed, and we back it up. So even when we're struggling, we're a resilient team. We know how to, like I said, adjust and just reset and focus. And we get a couple stops. I think K hit a big 3, and they called timeout. So yeah, sometimes just a couple of possessions that can change the whole game, and it's just an energy thing. I thought we had a lot of belief in our ability to rally tonight and get the dub.
Jamal, I feel like when you have a great performance, people always recall you in the bubble. But you are only 26. You are still writing your story. I feel like maybe people should not always recall the past because you are still doing it right now. What is it for you? But do you think like the past performance gives you energy and you recall it as much?
Yeah, the bubble was 2020, and it's 2023. So I'm coming off injury and I'm playing decent. So I think the years speak for itself. Coming off injury and be able to come back to the level at least and play this way. I think I don't really need to comment on it as much anymore.
Thank you, Jamal.